right, guys, welcome back to the podcast. Switching back and forth podcast. I am Syed here with Stu. Stu, how are we doing?
Doing okay. Doing okay.
Okay. First of all, R.I.P. Greg Gumbel. Breaking news.
Yeah.
Greg Gumbel dead at the tender age of 78,
I
79.
was I was both shocked and not shocked that he was that old.
Um, yeah, I feel like he's looked like been in his 50s for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
wonder how
Did
the
you,
other Gumbel is doing.
yeah, I always he seems like he just always reminded me kind of a Simpsons character. He just never aged. He's always looked exactly how he was.
There's a lot of there's probably a generation of people who only know the Gumballs from the skit in Family Guy, the Gumball and Gumball.
And what about Chappelle Show?
I'm pretty sure one of the Gumballs was also in MTV Celebrity Deathmatch.
Yeah, what about Chappelle Show? White people like Wayne Brady because he makes Brian Gumbel look like Malcolm X.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, a legend. Yeah, he was a guy. You recognize his voice, and you knew you'd be there.
And he had a show on HBO called Real Sports that
Was that Greg Gumbel or Brian Gumbel?
oh shit.
I think that's Brian Gumbel.
And he's the one that's dead, right? Or is Greg dead?
I think Greg died. Or it might be. Is it Craig? We're not doing a very good job.
One of the Gumballs. He's dead.
Greg? Yeah, it's Greg.
Okay.
He's the one that passed away.
And is he the one that did Real Sports?
No, I'm pretty sure that's Brian.
I thought Brian Gumbel was the more like.
It's Bryant. God, I'm getting everything wrong. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but the T is silent. Bryant Gumbel was his name?
Yeah, Brian. I didn't know. I thought it was Brian. It's Bryant.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he did Real Sports. Yeah. The show was called Real Sports, but Bryant's Gumbel. We're wrong about quite a bit there.
Anyways,
thoughts and prayers to the Gumbels.
Real Sports on HBO sounds like a porn show, because HBO also has
Real Sex.
I think a show called Real Something Else. That's definitely like a softcore porn.
They definitely just had a show called Real Sex.
There you go. Yeah, you would know that. Yeah,
it wasn't as good of a show as Gigolos, but
oh god, Gigolos. What's the show we were watching on my bachelor party? The British show.
Oh, that was it's like Dating Naked or something.
Yeah, I mean that one. Minus all of the uncircumcised penises. Not saying I have anything against circumcision, but
yeah, have you made a decision on your child?
I don't like looking at circumcised penis or uncircumcised penises. What?
Have I made a decision? Yeah. I don't know what goes into that decision. All right.
Keeping that private. You want to talk about my unborn son's penis right now? What's wrong with you?
You brought up circumcision.
Yeah, but not related to anyone we know. You sicko. Yeah, it's a weird time between Christmas and New Year's.
How was your Christmas?
It was pretty good. It was pretty low key. Just my wife and I and the dogs and an unborn child. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
Haven't had one yet. Haven't done it. I've opened up one gift. My wife and I each opened up one gift on Christmas. She's working, so we'll do a proper Christmas when she's off. But I haven't done it. Do you want to know what I've been doing this past week?
What?
I've just been cleaning up diarrhea. It's just every day I wake up, clean up diarrhea. My cat's having issues.
Cat, okay.
So I just cleaned up diarrhea. Yesterday, I got pissed on, and then I had to clean up diarrhea for like 2 hours. It was a lovely day.
It sounds like your current life is not that much different than what I'm about to walk into.
Yeah, I know. It's exactly. I was thinking. I was like, Jesus Christ! I could not do this.
All right. I mean, you just made me think of the Russell Wilson video. He's like, Poo poo, diarrhea everywhere. Unlimited diarrhea. Which
I try not to think
ironically is
about
the
it.
way that he's been playing. He's been playing unreal, unlimited diarrhea. Um, wow. Well, sympathy to you.
Yeah.
My condolences. You have not been able to celebrate a proper Christmas yet. Um,
Oh, it's
you
fine.
know, and for all the unlimited diarrhea that you've been cleaning up. Has your dog tried to eat any of it?
Surprisingly not.
Okay.
Not that I know of.
Okay. Well, I
It
mean,
it's a possibility.
I
My
feel that's
dog
a
right now,
bad
what
thing.
what my dog loves to do in the winter actually is eat her own poop once it's frozen outside. It's like
Ooh, a
her
nice
favorite
little
thing in the
treat,
world. Like I gotta I gotta pick it up like all the time.
nice little
Or else
fudge stick. I
she
mean, you
will.
should be picking it up. As someone
Well,
who
no, but
doesn't
like
pick up their poop, like you should be picking it up.
no, like I pick it up like in the backyard. Normally I do it like once a week. Not that hard. Like I got to do it like every time. Like I see poop out there. I'm like I have to go pick that up immediately, or else it's gonna be eaten.
Okay.
Yeah,
Dogs like eating their poop. What can I say?
it's it's healthy for them. I drink my own urine sometimes.
Yeah, I'm the brown one. Interesting. Let's talk some football. There's been some football
I
on
don't
lately.
I don't even know what that means. Wait, whoa.
What what are you reacting to?
I'm watching this Liberty Bowl. I think everyone's throwing frisbees on the field.
Okay.
I don't know what that was.
Um, are we gonna talk about last week?
Hey, you want to explain yourself? Explain the Eagles. They force 5 turnovers to 1 and they lose. Explain.
Jalen Hurts got hurt. Kenny Pickett had to come in. Um, kind of throws up your game plan when your star QB gets hurt within the first couple minutes of the game. After leading a touchdown drive, defense just ran out of gas. You
Did
know,
they go up
I feel
14 to nothing in that game? Did Jalen Hurts turn the ball over?
did Jalen Hurts turn the ball over?
No.
Yeah, exactly. Listen,
Did I'm just saying, like, did Kenny Pickett turn the ball over 5 times? Turn the ball over 1 time.
yeah, but there's a lot of four and
You guys,
outs, a lot of
you guys got
field goals, a lot of short
you
drives.
guys forced
We did have
5 turnovers
possession.
and lost.
I mean, it happens, man.
It's unbelievable.
I'm really not
It's
that
it
concerned.
it does not happen that much.
Okay.
Uh, I continue. I've got some thoughts for afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, this is a game that the haters love because it gives them something to talk about. I think if you if you watch the game, there's a bunch of injuries. We did our best as we could as a team. I even think coaching did a decent job, but
You think coaching
uh,
did a decent job when you had 5 turnovers to 1 and lost?
we were really hurt, man. The people were dropping like flies in that game.
All right. That's a shame because I like I said, I just didn't want to see anyone get hurt.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you are the one.
You
You're the
you
reason.
you forced my hand last episode. I had to.
How did I
So
force your hand?
you brought it on yourself. Brought it on
What
yourself.
did I do?
Brought it on yourself.
Are you gonna explain what I did? Also, there's nothing I've never wished an injury upon any of your players. That's a
I did
psychotic.
I did the
You're
opposite.
you're
I said
saying
I
it like you were
did.
forced to wish an injury upon somebody.
No, I said I was forced to say I didn't want any injuries.
Okay,
You forced me
just
into it.
randomly you were forced to do that
Yes,
with no
by you.
context.
By you. I'll get to the context later.
Okay. Um. Yeah, that's all I got. I mean, I'm not worried about it. We're securely in playoffs. Jalen gets some rest. Um. Yeah, we'll talk about the Dallas Philly game a little bit later. But yeah,
Uh,
start with your nonsense.
yeah. So, uh, God, where do I even start? Again, real shame that anyone got hurt. But do we need to start the conversation? Does Jalen Hurts need to retire?
No,
How many concussions is this one that we know of?
for the Eagles, I think this is his second concussion in his
Oof,
time with the
jeez.
Eagles.
All right. Uh, I'm putting it out there. Maybe he needs to think about his safety and retire.
Okay.
Uh, second
I mean, it was a
point
dirty
here.
hit. Are we gonna talk about the dirty hit on him that was not flagged?
He was running the ball, and he didn't slide.
The defender drove his head into the ground
It's
with
called
his
football, man.
arm. Did you not see that? He literally bounced Jalen Hurts' head off the ground like a basketball.
Yeah, well, maybe Jalen Hurts should protect himself.
Yeah, if there's one thing I want to talk about, Redskins. Sorry, I mean, sure, the Redskins, Commanders, whatever the fuck they are, they're kind of a dirty team, and I guess I'm not surprised by that. Anyone coached by Dan Quinn.
Oh, this is very funny. You have a tendency to say that anyone that plays against the Eagles is a dirty team.
No, they're definitely a dirty team.
All right. Jalen's got to get better at hiding his concussions. It looked like he got up from that hit, which wasn't a whole lot. I'm shocked he got hurt by it, actually. So he is confirmed soft. But he got up. It looked like he immediately looked at the referee and gave him a thumbs up. And I'm pretty sure he said, "I don't have a concussion." At that point, it looked like the ref said, "I'm pretty sure you have a concussion." So someone should probably go over just like a scenario with him of when he gets hit in the head. The first thing he says when he gets up should not be like, "I'm fine, I'm not hurt."
Okay, so you're advocating someone who has a player with a history of concussions who should definitely retire from the game. You're advocating that players should hide their concussions.
Uh, People do it all the time. It's personal choice. I'm just saying he's very bad at it.
Okay, how many times has someone playing with a concussion helped them? Specifically, if your name is Tua Tagovailoa. Sorry, I'm not
You,
concussed, so I can't say his name.
you okay?
Uh, yeah,
Hey,
how
it
many times
happens
has
in the.
Tua being concussed helped him win a game?
We'll never know. Is the real answer because who
Okay,
knows?
yeah, okay.
I'm just saying Jalen they should probably coach him up on that. If Sirianni was a better coach, maybe he would do that.
I'm okay with a player who's concussed being removed from play, so he doesn't further injure himself where he's going to be a liability, and he's also not going to be able to play for the rest of his career.
All right. Also, as soon as he left the game, huge spark for the Eagles offense. They went up 14-0. Looked like everyone, like AJ Brown, really getting into the game. So definitely obviously some issues there. But really huge spark. So overall, Jalen just, I think, confirmed soft and a bad teammate.
Yeah.
And then even beyond that, the Eagles, they clearly didn't like him enough because they did not rally for the win. We see teams like the Orlando Magic who clearly very much like each other and play hard and are tough and physical. When they have guys go down, they rally. They come back and win games. The Eagles just blow leads. Let's talk about Big Dom. C.J. Gardner-Johnson ejected from the game. I have to wonder, where's Big Dom? Isn't he supposed to stop this stuff? What's he doing? Has the fame gone to his head? Is he too busy taking selfies with fans to be out there doing his job, making sure the guys are staying in the game? So just total collapse, I think, from the Eagles.
I can't believe you're gonna bring up CJ Gardner Johnson. I mean it's 2024 and we're kicking guys out for using words. Apparently you're not allowed to use words. No freedom of speech in NFL. Woke
That,
the
yeah,
woke football league.
that literally is exactly
CJ
2024.
Gardner Johnson got punched in the face. I don't care what you say. That should probably be an offsetting penalty at minimum if you can't control your emotions enough. Sticks and stones would break my bones. But you're not allowed to throw I'm sorry, you're not allowed to throw punches. He threw a punch in front of the referee that knocked CJ Gardner's helmet off, and the referee looked at CJ Gardner and threw the flag at him. And then somehow there's no footage. There's no alt 22. There's no footage of what CJ Gardner Johnson did, or said or whatever. They asked the referee what he said, and the referee was like, "Oh, he said something," and that's why I had to throw him out.
He probably couldn't repeat it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm not even gonna talk about this because this is just a dumb thing. Like, obviously, the NFL, um, you know, cares a lot about their betting sponsors, and they're gonna do things to take people out of games to get the
All right.
bets riled up. And unfortunately, the Eagles being um, the high up, with their record and how well they play, like is an easy target. So they're like, hey, if Jalen Hurts is gonna, get hurt, get kicked out, let's just make it even more chaotic, so more bettors throw some money into this.
All right. All right. So the NFL is trying to help DraftKings. All right. My last thought on this. Again, one of the things you said recently was that you think Dan Campbell and Nick Sirianni are similar. Difference between Dan Campbell and Nick Sirianni: the Lions won a game where Jared Goff threw 5 interceptions, and the Eagles lost a game where their defense forced 5 turnovers.
Who did the Lions play when they had 5 interceptions?
I don't even remember, but that's the difference.
So you're saying who you play doesn't make a difference, huh?
Yeah, well, the Commanders are frauds.
Are they not a playoff contention team?
They are, but who have they beaten?
I mean, the Eagles apparently.
Well, yeah, but you just said it was rigged by the NFL to make DraftKings more money. So
I mean, listen, it was rigged, but Jaden Daniels did have a really good game. I'm not going to take anything away from Jaden Daniels.
all right.
Listen, the Commanders probably had nothing to do with the NFL rigging that game for them. So I'm gonna absolve them from that. I do have a problem with the NFL, not with the Commanders. The Commanders just listen. Why would they not take advantage of all the gifts that were given to them by the National Football League
All right.
on behalf of DraftKings? So yeah, like I got nothing against the Commanders. I mean, good luck to them. I don't think they're gonna go far in the playoffs. They're probably gonna be the 6th seed, and the Eagles are probably gonna play them again in the playoffs. So yeah.
All right. You
Any
want to
more
move on?
questions?
No. Let's move on to the 49ers Dolphins game. The 49ers, as you said, they were going to make a statement to the media last week.
Oh, this is
show
me
they were good.
forcing over your head into you having to wish
Yes,
injuries upon my team.
I didn't wish any injuries. I just said it'd be. I don't want anyone
You
to get
know
hurt.
what you're
I don't want
doing.
any. I don't want anyone to get
No
hurt
one's talking
ever.
about injuries, and you just like randomly just put out, "Hey,
God.
it'd be a real shame if Saquon got hurt in this game."
Whoa! I never
You
said
said
anyone's
that. I
name.
had the text.
You just said that.
Okay.
Did I say Saquon?
Yes, you did say
I did.
Saquon.
I implied Saquon, but I didn't name any names.
Okay.
Yeah,
There you go.
because he's so close to the rushing record. God, imagine. Anyways, the
You're
49ers did.
literally a piece of shit.
You brought up his name.
I wish your dog would shit you out and you would freeze and he would eat you.
All right, my dog's a lady, so
She would eat you.
way to be wrong.
It would be real fitting.
The 49ers did not make a statement to the media in that game. In fact, they were eliminated from playoff contention before the game started.
Because the Eagles lost.
Yeah.
The Eagles
eliminated.
Listen, you talk about the statement win that didn't happen. Eagles had a statement loss. They eliminated 2 teams by them losing themselves.
Yeah. Well,
Cowboys,
maybe the
Cowboys gone, Niners are gone.
Yeah, maybe the NFL did that on purpose.
They used the Eagles to do it.
The NFL eliminated the Dallas Cowboys from playoff contention. That's part of a conspiracy to make DraftKings shares go up.
I'm pretty sure NFL has to hate the Cowboys. I think
they love the Cowboys. Cowboys, they do numbers.
They do numbers, but it's like what's the movie? It's an Adam Sandler movie. Why can't I think of it right now? Goes to school.
8 Crazy Nights.
No, it's fitting for this holidays, but why can't I think of when he goes back to school?
So you talking about Billy Madison?
Billy Madison, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's kind of Billy Madison. It's like they know he's an idiot, but he does numbers. They got
Yeah.
to keep him. They got to keep him. He's likable.
What did you watch the trailer for Happy Gilmore 2?
I think I watched like a clip of the trailer.
Yeah, I think they had it on the Netflix. Why is Travis Kelce in this movie? Why is this movie being made?
Because Adam Sandler got the bag from Netflix.
Yeah, that is the answer, but it's just we don't need it, and it's not going to be good.
There's a lot of things we don't need that have been coming out.
Yeah,
So
Moana 2. It goes
I
on.
haven't seen Moana 1. I'm saving all the Disney movies for to watch for the
We
first
haven't
time.
seen Moana.
No.
Moana is actually a pretty good movie.
It's also very offensive to the Hawaiian people and culture.
Well, they're not Hawaiian.
But it is
I don't
offensive.
I don't know. I don't know if you've ever told a group of people of Polynesian descent, some sort of Polynesian descent, that you thought Moana was Hawaiian, because they will look at you and be like, are you
What?
making a
Okay.
joke? Or
What is one of the main characters' names in the movie?
Maui. But
Okay.
they're
Okay.
just Polynesians.
So you haven't looked into this like I have, obviously. You just blindly watch a movie, you're like, oh, this movie is great. You don't look into the context of the movie. I was in Hawaii and there were
They're not
Hawaiians that
they're
expressed their dislike for
it's
Moana for cultural appropriation.
yeah, no, but I'm saying I thought like I agree with that. But I thought the movie was about Hawaiians the first time I watched it,
Okay, so
and
you are the racist,
it's not.
offensive
Yeah,
one, but you're making it sound like I am.
no, we both are.
No, I'm not at all. Have you been to Hawaii?
Uh, no, it's actually it's not good to go there.
What?
It's cultural appropriation to go there.
Okay. That
It's like when I see people out here wearing a Mickey Mouse shirt. My culture isn't your costume.
okay. You're doing the stupid U-shaped thing. It makes no sense in this context.
Speaking of Hawaiians, Tua played all right. Had like 3 touchdown passes dropped by Tyreek Hill, which was impressive. I don't. After the game, Tyreek Hill was like, "What's up?" They asked him like, "Why are you dropping so much stuff?" And he was like, "I think I should practice during the week."
Is he not?
It
What?
was like,
He's not practicing?
I don't. Apparently not. But yeah, the Dolphins also decided to sort of bench one of their offensive linemen, and they just did a rotation where they split the snaps 50-50. And surprisingly, when they put in a better offensive lineman, they were able to run the ball way better.
You spent all this
And
time.
Achan's
You
their
spend
best
all
offensive
this
lineman.
time like focusing on the Eagles when you have like a dumpster fire of an organization. Why don't you just focus on your own team? If I cared as much about the Dolphins as you care about the Eagles, I think I could eviscerate you every episode because the Dolphins pump out content. I just don't care because the Dolphins are an irrelevant organization.
We're in the hunt, big guy.
Yeah.
So think about that.
So okay, you're in
But
the hunt.
do
You
you
make
want to
it to
move?
the playoffs. What are you excited for? A first round loss?
Do you want to move on to the next point? Because
Yeah, you would want to move on.
The
That's what I
Dolphins and
thought.
the Eagles have the exact same chance of winning the Super Bowl, which is 0, because Kansas City is going to win it. 2 straight primetime games, cover the spread in both, easy money. Offense rounding into form, they're going to win.
Yeah, I mean Kansas is gonna win. I mean, there's
And
no like.
yeah, you're not handling it well.
How am I handling well?
Yeah, you're into this conspiracy. You're into all this stuff. You're not doing well. You're trying to cope by
This is
thinking there's
not a
some kind of conspiracy.
conspiracy. This is
It
not a
is.
conspiracy.
It is.
What's a conspiracy? Tell me what the conspiracy is.
The conspiracy is, oh, the NFL has given them all the calls because you again are laying the groundwork earlier by saying that they rigged it for DraftKings for the Eagles.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is the NFL trademarked or incorporated as a sports league or as an entertainment company?
Are you going on to this?
Uh, Legally, what are they defined as? And tell me what
I,
the other sports
I don't know.
leagues are
Have you looked
defined
it up?
as.
Have you done the research? Have you seen the documents?
I have the papers.
All right, but yeah, you're into this. It's rigged. Uh, it's not rigged. Kansas City just has the best defense, the best coach, and the best quarterback,
Okay.
and they're going to win.
And they get every single call. I mean, this is like.
Do you think maybe they get a lot of these calls because they're really well coached? They have the best quarterback, they have the best defense, and they put stress on all of these teams, and they make mistakes because to beat them you have to be perfect.
No, because there's some very blatant calls that have nothing to do with whether something the team made a mistake or not. It's literally the refs just
All
missing
right,
calls or purposely not making the call that they should be making.
all right. Confirmation bias.
Okay.
But yeah, whatever. Uh, but yeah,
Sorry,
they
you
got.
like to suck Roger Goodell and the Hunt's dicks over here. Big KC fan over here. I guess I would be too if my team was the Dolphins and they were absolute garbage and have no chance any year. So
I'm
you're
not a
just
fan of
hopping
them.
on the
They're just.
Kansas City bandwagon.
I've been on it for the last 3 years because they're
Okay, I'm
gonna
glad you
win.
can admit it that you've been sucking on KC's tit
It's
for
because they're
years
gonna
now
win.
because you have a abysmal team that you root for on your own.
They're gonna win.
Okay.
That's it. Uh, yeah, their offense now actually looks really good. They have 3 running backs that can all play, and they have Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy and DeAndre Hopkins. And Travis Kelce is just going to have like 4 drives a game where he can just do whatever he wants. Where for whatever reason, he's just in the middle of the field with like the closest defender 20 yards away from him.
Yeah, I mean Travis Kelce is just he's just like what's his face from the Cowboys. I don't know why I took a nap before the show and my brain is fried. Jason Witten. Jason Witten, remember he would just be super slow and just be open
Yeah,
randomly. Like that's Travis Kelce now. People just forget that
yeah,
Travis
Kelsey's.
Kelsey's on the field and he's just wide open for a pass.
Yeah, one of the things I noticed these past 2 weeks because they've had like these standalone games, he'll be wide open like that. He's kind of really fucking slow now. Like
I told you
he's lost a lot of athleticism.
he's
Like
very
there was in
very
this
slow.
that last game against the Steelers, there's so many plays where like 3 years ago it would have been like a 60-yard run, and now it's just like he catches it and then just has to run, and like as soon as someone gets near him, he's just like, "Fuck, I gotta go down."
Yeah, I mean Mahomes is I think overshadowing like the how like how much of a decline that Travis Kelsey's had. Also, speaking of Mahomes, I'm really tired of him just like trying to get rid of the ball
Oh
in
yeah,
any ways. Like I'm so sick of this
you,
like
that
non-traditional play shit.
that flip
That
pass
that
he
that
had, they showed a replay of that. He threw that ball. I think it was to like Samaje Perine. He threw it to him while he was on the ground.
that's what I'm saying.
It's
I'm so
insane.
just like this is not. And I sound like an old man yelling at the clouds, but like I'm I kind of want to see a little bit more than backyard football. Like
All right,
I
we
guess
don't
I
want
mean,
fun.
but if you're the Chiefs, if it's working for you, then whatever. And the refs, turn a blind eye to anything that you're doing. Um, you know, then kudos to the Chiefs, man. Can't hate on them. Like they're peaking at the right time. They get to do whatever they want. It is what it is, man.
They got
It's
the
their
one
Super
seed.
Bowl to lose.
I think they might win it next year too. Like, are they going to be better next year?
Who knows? I don't care. I don't have a loser franchise to support for, so you know.
You don't think next year like they'll draft like some running back in the like 4th round? That's awesome.
No, I'm only worried about my team that's a
All
typically
right.
Super Bowl contender every year as well.
Okay. Uh, what else happened? Oh, people are also very mad about Mahomes. Just claiming that he's faking injuries. I love that too. People are in full on denial
I'm not
that
gonna
he
say
went
that.
out
I
for
think Mahomes is. I don't think he's ever faking injuries. I got nothing really negative to say about Mahomes. He is the guy. He is the goat. The guys at Gumby. I mean, like it's similar to Tom Brady, where like he did the TB12 method and the guy stayed healthy. I don't know what Mahomes' method is. I think Coors Light is his method, and that works for him. I don't know how he like literally can look like he had the worst injury ever possible, and it's not even like he's acting like LeBron. You go back and you see his body do these like crazy things, and he could barely walk, and then he's like fine. So I don't think he's faking injuries.
Yeah,
I feel like some of it, I feel like a lot of it is also him. He's probably just like, holy shit, I feel fine. Like I think I'm just gonna keep playing.
yeah. The high ankle sprain thing I think is way overblown. You ever had a high ankle sprain?
I don't think high ankle sprain is overblown at all. That's like just a nagging injury.
No, well, yeah, it's like it's one of those things where like it hurts when it happens, it hurts like directly after, and then like after a few days, it's sore and it's going to be weak for a while. But as long as you're not like having to rely on your ankle like nonstop, like any other position on the field, it's just you put a brace on it, you take a painkiller, and you go, and you're fine.
Ah, yeah. The problem is like sometimes you don't know like how bad of a high ankle sprain you have. Some guys have to have literally legitimately have to have surgery because they
Yeah.
rip like a muscle off the bone
Have
or
you
a
ever had
ligament off
one?
the bone.
I'm a survivor.
Yeah, I've had ankles are probably the weakest joints I have, and so I've had a lot of repetitive ankle injuries that I feel like that's how you end up getting a high ankle sprain anyways if you have like weak
Oh yeah, I
ankles in the
broke my
first
ankle.
place.
I broke my ankle, and then for about 4 years after that, I just sprained my ankle real bad every year. And the last time I did it was a high ankle sprain. And after like a month, I went to a doctor, and the doctor was like, "It's like, yeah, well, like, did you ever do any rehab for your ankle?" And I was like, "No."
Never. Yeah.
And they
Don't even
just
know
told
what
me
rehab
that,
is.
yeah, they were like, just do a month of this rehab, and then you'll be fine. And I haven't sprained my ankle since.
Yeah, I've fractured both my ankles. Um so now every time I do I still roll my ankle because I'm still athletic, for my age. These days, anytime I roll my ankle, I feel like I broke my ankle again. So um that's the only difference. Like in the last time the last time I broke my ankle was like junior year of high school, and I think I rolled my ankle 3 times in 3 weeks. And the third time I knew that I really fucked up because I couldn't walk like at all. And I end up getting X-rays, and I had a avulsion fracture. So yeah, now anytime I like just step up the curb wrong, I'm afraid that I broke my ankle.
I'll send you some exercises.
No,
We'll
I'm
get you.
like
We'll
right
get your
now. I'm
ankle
like
top, or just wear high tops
I
all the
sub-
time.
I subconsciously write the alphabet with my feet on a daily basis.
You
You
got
do
to
that?
strengthen them.
Yeah.
Uh, Last thing on the NFL. Do you have any other games you want to talk about? I feel like everything else is fine. Everything else happened. I'm not going to talk about the game last night.
No, we're gonna talk about Netflix
Yeah,
Christmas
Netflix
football.
Christmas was what?
I mean, it was okay. I don't think it was spectacular. I definitely think it could have been worse based on some previous Netflix events. They pumped a bunch of money into it. It was like the Avengers cast of
Yeah, they
analysts,
had.
and which I don't know. I think it's too much. I just thought it was too much.
Yeah, that part bothered me. So going into it, I wondered who's going to call the games. And the first one, what do they have? Like Ian Eagle, and then they had Watt and was it Nate Burleson?
Yeah,
I, three people is too many people in booth. Two people is the correct number of people.
yeah. I think they put that third person in because J.J. Watt
Yeah,
and Nate Burleson. I think has experience calling games.
yeah. Well, he does the Nickelodeon shit.
No, but Jesus Christ, before
He
that
does. Yeah, he
he
does.
called real games for CBS. I'm pretty sure.
So that was fine. But what they didn't need was they didn't need a bunch of people in a studio and then more people on the field and then
Yeah,
people in the box. That's just too many people.
yeah. I mean, I think I'll make a comparison. I think like the Thursday night prime games, the production used to be bad, and it took them a little bit to figure out what works. It'll probably be the same thing for Netflix. If they're smart, they'll just figure out like what works. Because I like Amazon's Prime Thursday night coverage.
Yeah, they're like Herb Street is good at calling games.
But I'm talking about like
Herb Street.
their
Yeah,
studio, like
and
studio
their
people.
studio is actually good.
Yeah,
They hired people and just said like you're gonna work here and get better at it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think like the chemistry is just weird. Like I don't know if Drew Brees, Matateo, RG3, like I don't know if that makes sense to me. Like I
Yeah,
don't.
it was too many people.
Yeah,
I don't know why
and
they
I
had
hate
the
Mina
Cordy
Kimes. Mina
twins.
Kimes is probably one of the worst
Yeah.
additions to that. I don't understand that one. I feel like Netflix is just trying to get any demographic they could. They threw Bert Kreischer out there, just being Bert
Oh
Kreischer
yeah, I
being
didn't
drunk at
understand.
a tailgate.
They
That
had
not
Nate Bargatze
necessary.
at one point too, and I don't. There's too many people. Slim it down.
Yeah, basically anyone who has any affiliation with Netflix was on this was on the broadcast. They had CM Punk come out. Um,
Yeah.
I like CM Punk because he showed his true Bears fandom and said they need to sell the team. So, um, did appreciate that. I think it was just overproduced for what it needs to be.
Yep.
Um,
I,
you were
I
talking
have
about the
one
halftime
last.
show?
I didn't watch it. I don't care. Sorry,
Okay,
Bayhive. I just don't care.
it was very good.
Yeah, I saw some stuff. It was cool. Her daughter was there with her. Thought that was cool. Great.
Yeah.
Um, my last thought on it was just I was talking to my family on Christmas, and my brother just goes, "Yeah, it's weird watching football on Netflix, isn't it?" And I was like, "Yep, it's just weird,
I mean,
just different." It was just something to. You're like, yeah, that's going on. Okay.
yeah, I mean, I don't have this problem because I don't really watch a lot of basketball. I know a lot of people were mad because it made it harder to watch basketball. I watch NBA and watch NFL games. I know a lot of people like to watch
Yeah,
multi games, multi sports.
just get
And there was a lot of
the
like
TV.
TV
Yeah,
monitor shaming. But listen, most of us were on the road. We're in a road environment,
yeah.
not at home, not with our standard setups. I was
You're at your
home.
parents' house, and like they're like, I don't, my login for Netflix. I don't think I have one.
Yeah, exactly. So like
It's,
you kind of want
I
to
don't think
prioritize one thing or the other.
they're like, I don't think we have a Netflix capable TV.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. They're like Netflix, the one that has Emily Goes to Paris on it. Yeah, they're showing the Eagles on there. It wasn't the Eagles, but they're showing NFL on there. Yeah. I don't know. It's weird, but hey, I mean, if they're gonna have football on any type of or they're gonna have NFL football on any one of these subscription services that I already pay for, I'm probably gonna watch it.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I remember like the last time I was at my parents' house, like I was trying to get something set up on their TV, and like my dad couldn't figure out like anything, but he knew how to. He was like, "Oh, I can get to Newsmax like immediately. Like I have the Newsmax app downloaded." And he goes, and also TLC because he likes 90 Day Fiance. So
You're
like he's got like TLC. He's like, I know exactly how to get TLC. I know exactly how to get Newsmax.
what does he see the appeal in 90 Day Fiance?
He loves that show. Did you know TLC has a show called MILF Manor? Have I
I
told you this before?
anything on TLC I only know through commercials and memes online.
I couldn't believe it was real. It's in
I
its
have
second
heard I
season.
have heard MILF Manor, yeah.
Yeah,
What is MILF Manor about? Do you know?
I don't know. It's got two
You should
seasons
ask
so
your
far.
dad to watch that and give us a recap.
I did ask him if he's watched that, and he said no.
Okay.
Um,
Maybe you don't want to tell you because your mom was in the room with him.
yeah, well, I think it's just like a Bad Girls Club type deal. Remember that show? I only know that show because of
No.
the soup.
That's not expecting you to pull out that from your mouth, but yeah, no.
I only know Bad Girls Club because of the soup. Remember the soup?
What?
You
What are you
you never
talking
watched
about?
the soup with Joel McHale?
Oh, Joe McHale.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I only know
But you're
about
talking about
Bad
actual
Girls Club
soup.
because of that. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Should we move on to some college football?
Yeah, why not?
Recap. We had the first round of the playoffs. All the games were bad.
As expected.
Yeah, everyone was kind of mad.
It's the
So
first round of playoffs. Like first round of playoffs are never good in any sport.
yeah, and as as much as like everyone was complaining, like a lot of the college football playoff games, especially the first round, were all blowouts. Like a lot of them. A lot of the
Yeah.
championship games were blowouts. A lot of the BCS games were blowouts. There weren't very many good ones.
Yeah, I
There were
mean
way
it's
less good ones than there were.
yeah, I mean you got to get through the bad to get to the good. I think like and this is the point, right? Like the 14 playoffs, yeah, the first game's probably gonna be bad, but progressively those games are gonna get
Yeah,
better. This one, I mean, they're adding a couple other games, so like now we're gonna
yeah.
have theoretically some other really good games. You got to
Uh,
get through the bad. They're gonna figure out seeding and all this stuff. Um,
the biggest thing to me with these games was just like all the teams that lost. Just it felt like none of them showed up. Like Indiana did not show up. SMU's quarterback basically cost them 21 points like in the first quarter. Tennessee was dog shit. And Clemson at least like Clemson I like that was the only game where I felt like Clemson like fucking tried. They just they weren't as good.
yeah, Clemson definitely tried. I think they had the closest game, and in
No,
reality,
they
that
didn't.
still
They
wasn't
didn't.
that close.
Indiana had the closest game, even though it wasn't.
Well, I mean, like the eye test. I feel like
Yeah.
not based
Oh yeah.
on.
That. Yeah.
Kirk Cignetti is just a baby back bitch. So I'll say that.
Yeah.
I feel like you
It
got
was
like
a it was a tough
why
look.
do these guys like why do these teams like what does he have to lose, right? They already discounted him. He's the underdog going in there. Play your game. Play the way you play. Like you completely changed the way that Indiana plays, and not for the good.
Yeah. Apparently their quarterback was hurt.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Throw your
Uh,
backup in. Do something. Like
but yeah, like I didn't like that. I didn't like SMU. I felt like the rest of their team was like kind of trying, but Kevin Jennings just played like an incredibly bad game.
yeah, he's they made Penn State look very good.
Yeah, and Penn State's not good.
Drew
Uh,
Aller is really bad. He's very
yeah,
bad.
Drew Aller sucks.
He's so bad.
Um,
I don't want to watch. That's the thing. I don't
yeah,
want to watch another Penn State game.
yeah, Penn State's entire offense is just their tight end.
Yeah.
And then Tennessee, just good. They weren't fun. Tennessee should be fun. They should be fun on paper. Nico should be better. They have a fun offense, but they're just not.
Yeah.
And I also felt like outside Ohio State, maybe Texas, like Notre Dame's not good. Penn State's not good. Like I think they're both going to get blown out in the next round.
I don't. Well, only because who Notre Dame is playing, but I don't think Notre Dame is
Yeah,
that bad.
no, Notre Dame's not good. Uh, and like one of the what you just said about Drew Aller, like one of the big overarching kind of things I got here was all the quarterbacks sucked.
Yeah, not a lot of
Yeah,
good quarterback
Rourke
play.
sucked. Aller sucked. Jennings sucked. Riley Leonard is just he's a little boy out there. He sucks. Uh, no one with Nico sucks. They all sucked. So I think I can fix the first round of the playoffs because the first round really shouldn't matter, right?
It shouldn't matter.
Yeah, anyone that loses a game in the first round probably isn't going to win. Doesn't have a chance of winning, I should say.
Yeah.
So how we're deciding these teams at the end is we should just pick the teams that will be the most fun to watch and the most fun matchups, right?
No.
So I think yes, I think Alabama Notre Dame or Miami Notre Dame would have been an awesome game.
No.
Same Alabama Penn State or Miami Penn State would have been awesome. No,
I mean, what?
What about just Ole Miss Ohio State? That would have been fun. It would have been more fun.
Is the point of the playoffs to get these teams opportunities, or just to have good games, or have a mix of both? Right. So have a mix
Uh,
of both. Like
if they're not going to matter,
you're not
let's
gonna have a
just have fun.
Cinderella. You're not gonna have. It's like you're not gonna have a Cinderella every year. Like there's
No,
opportunities for Cinderellas, and that's the point of the first round is to see, hey, who's legit and who really is a fraud. Um, this year there weren't any of those mid-major like non-power five teams like or like the lower tier power five teams. I mean, it is what it is. Like, sure, Bama, Notre Dame, probably a better product to watch for the fans, but I don't
Miami
think
Notre
that's
Dame
what
would
the
have been
point
fun.
of the. I don't think that's the primary of what the playoffs is supposed to be.
I
They
think
gotta
they
find
should
a balance.
the selection committee should rig it for DraftKings and FanDuel and make more fun matchups that more people will bet on.
It's probably gonna happen. It's
Yeah,
definitely gonna happen. Yeah.
but yeah, like these bubble teams, like it, Alabama, Miami, or Ole Miss would have been more fun than Indiana.
They need to just make a CIT, just a losers bracket.
Uh, yeah, that actually would be fun. Imagine how many teams would just quit.
Or they should somehow like combine it with the with FCS. Can you imagine like
Yeah,
Alabama
I
playing in FCS?
I did see someone's idea of just it should be the conferences are just they're probably going to get bigger, and it should be the top four teams from the big four conferences playing their own bracket to decide who comes out, and then they all funnel into one general bracket.
Sure.
That's more fun, right? You want to talk about the games that are coming up this next week in the quarterfinals? So we got Penn State. These are all neutral site. So Penn State versus Boise. Penn State's favored by 11. Uh, I think Boise can win.
That's crazy that they give Penn State 11.
Yeah, I think Penn State should win. I think Boise can win.
Yeah, Penn State should win, but I think 11 points is kind of crazy to give Penn State.
Yeah, but Penn State's not good. Texas, Arizona State. Texas favored by 13 and a half. That kind of feels right.
Yeah, I don't know how good Arizona State actually is. I
Yeah,
think
they do have Scadaboo.
no, I think Texas is gonna cruise through this game.
Yeah, this feels like just whatever the Big 12 championship was last year. I know Texas
Yeah.
just won easy, but it feels like that.
Yes. Yeah.
And then the two that are probably the better games, but I think the lines are weird. So Ohio State's favored by 2.5 against Oregon in the Rose Bowl.
Classic Rose Bowl matchup here.
Yeah.
Even though they're both in the Big Ten now.
Um, I don't understand why Ohio State's favored.
Probably because of their win against Tennessee.
Yeah, I guess. But it did feel like Ohio State remembered that they have like the actual best receiver in the country. And they're just like,
Yeah,
oh
I
yeah,
think Ohio State
we can throw it deep to him whenever he wants, and he'll catch it.
yeah. I think what Ryan Day. Ryan Day's a bad coach, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll be happy
I
when either team loses.
yeah, I feel like Oregon's gonna win. I feel like Dylan Gabriel's been listening to this podcast. He knows how much you hate him. I think he's
Yeah.
got a lot to prove.
Well, rest versus Russ.
It's true. It's very
Yeah,
true.
I don't know who's going to win, but I'll be happy when either team loses. So it's a win-win, lose-lose for me no matter what.
Okay.
And then we have Notre Dame versus Georgia. Georgia's favored by 2. Georgia should be favored by like at least 7.
See what? I don't think Notre Dame is as bad. I mean, Carson Beck isn't playing. That's you're forgetting that part.
That's I'm not forgetting it. That makes Georgia better. They're
Okay,
not going
but
to
like
pretend. They're not
we
going to try
know
to
we
throw.
know that, but the average person is thinking, "Oh, wait, Carson Beck's not playing."
I guess. I don't get it.
I don't think Notre Dame is that bad. I don't
They
think they're
lost to
very
they lost
good.
to NIU at home.
Okay.
They have Riley Leonard as their quarterback.
Okay.
And do you know
Have
what's
they won a
happened?
playoff game this year?
Okay, great. Go back and look at all the recent history with Notre Dame when they get to any of these big games. They get smoked every
All
single
right, we'll
time.
see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Listen, I think Georgia's
I
going to win.
can't
I
bet
don't know. I don't know. I don't think Notre Dame's that bad.
I
And
can't
this
bet
is a
college.
noted
Yeah.
non Notre Dame fan. I think you just hate the Catholics so much that you're very
I don't like the
biased.
Catholics. The other thing about this, like Kirby Smart, good Southern boy over there, seeing a coach on the other side, his name Freeman. I don't think he's going to take that well.
That's true. Marcus Freeman, double negative in Kirby's book.
Yeah, if I could bet college, I'd be multiple units on the Georgia line.
It's not even fun to bet college for me because I feel like college, I want to bet props, player props more.
Do they let you in Florida?
Yeah, you can, but you
Yeah.
can't bet on player props. So you can only bet like on the
Money
actual game,
line,
like spread and money line.
spread,
Yeah,
over, under. Yeah.
which is okay. But like, I wish, man, I would be having so much fun betting player props in this. Just can you imagine just betting like week 3, like the Ohio Bobcats running back, like to run over 30 yards. That'd be electric.
You can do it in some states.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna base my where I'm gonna live off that. I can figure out where I could bet player props.
Yeah. Just move to Vegas. You can do anything you want in Vegas or the
That's very
Bahamas.
true. But then you got to live in Vegas.
Bahamas.
No,
No. All right. Yeah, actually, I am excited for these games. I still think we're gonna get one good game. That's my prediction.
which one's your one good game?
I mean, I think it's gonna be Ohio State, Oregon,
Yeah, I think very clearly that is probably the
or
best game.
it might be Penn State, Boise.
I hope Boise makes it like a funny. I hope Genty just goes off.
Yeah, I don't think he will.
But Penn
But he
State's
may.
defense pretty good though.
I don't
What do you
know.
say?
They had a crack defensive coordinator that left last year. Haven't been the same since.
Okay.
It's mainly deals.
You would take a break and then we'll jump in the NFL and close the
Yeah.
show out. All right, guys, we are back. We're gonna do some NFL picks and preview. I guess I will start Dallas at Philadelphia. Eagles favored by 7.5. This is gonna be a real joy to watch. Jalen Hurts ruled out earlier today for the game. He's apparently not past concussion protocol. Stu wanted him to play through the concussion. Obviously, not a good decision. I'm okay with this happening. What makes me nervous is once you get concussed once, it makes it easier to get concussed again in rapid succession. Stu should be very aware of this because of Tua. So that does make me nervous. Maybe they throw a guardian helmet on him because that is supposed to help. So Kenny Pickett is getting his first start as an Eagle.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett versus Cooper Rush.
We should win this game. The Eagle or Dallas shut down CeeDee Lamb, so CeeDee Lamb is not playing in this game. Honestly, same game plan. As long as Kenny Pickett doesn't turn the ball over, the defense, does its job. Jake Elliott makes some field goals. I don't know if we'll cover the 7.5, just because having Kenny Pickett makes me nervous. But I think it's gonna be an okay game. Really, a nothing. Like, this game doesn't matter at all. Has no nothing.
Yeah,
Doesn't
and
mean anything.
the Eagles, do they still have an outside shot at the 1 seed, or are they pretty
No.
much done?
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, this game doesn't mean a whole lot. Uh, yeah, Kenny Pickett versus Cooper Rush.
I've been
Very
hearing a
excited.
lot of hype about Tanner McKee, our third string quarterback.
Oh
Fuck
yeah,
it. Let put him in. I want to see what happens.
most popular guy in town.
Apparently, have you been hearing this? Like,
No,
apparently, a lot of people like
I've
Tanner McKee.
I've I've literally never heard of this guy. I can guarantee you he sucks.
Oh, most likely, yeah.
Yeah,
But there's a weird hype of Tanner McKee within like diehard Eagles fans. Somebody said that he lights it up every preseason, and I just stopped listening at that point. Um, so yeah, he also looks like someone if you had a daughter, you want your daughter to date this guy.
no, he doesn't.
He looks
He's
like a
one
very
step up,
unassuming.
he's one step above Carson Beck.
No,
Yeah, played at
no,
Stanford.
he
Okay.
seems like a nice guy.
Oh, he played in the 2018 Polynesian Bowl somehow. You'll have to ask him his opinion on Moana.
Yeah, he went to Stanford, so he's a smart guy.
Okay, he spent 2 years on a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Yeah, and
All right.
I'm a big LDS guy.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Sure.
All right, you
Maybe
want to
he'll
talk
get
about
in.
your? You got any more thing to about
Speak.
this game?
No. Uh, the Dolphins are playing at Cleveland. They're favored by 6.5. Dolphins kind of have to. They're still alive technically. There's almost no way they make the playoffs. I think to make the
Wow,
playoffs.
that's a lot different than
Yeah.
attitude you have now since the beginning of the show.
What did I say differently at the beginning of the show? I said they're still in
Oh,
it.
we're still in the hunt, man. We
Oh
can
yeah,
make
well, I
it
was
to the
being sarcastic.
playoffs.
We
Okay,
we are. Those things are true.
we all know it's
Uh,
not true.
so there's two paths for them to get in. The Colts have to lose at least one of their last two, and then they either need the Chargers to lose both games or the Broncos to lose both games. Uh, the Broncos, I think the Chargers play the Patriots this week, so
You
that's
know
not
what's a
going to
good
happen.
sign of a good football team that deserves to be in the playoffs? When you don't need to rely on other teams that are just as bad as you to lose.
It would be nice. I need
Yeah,
Tommy DeVito to
you
play
wouldn't
well.
know that though. You wouldn't know that feeling, right? It's got to be
But
weird.
there is
Is it
there
weird
is
to
a
like
scenario.
not know like for your team to have its own destiny, its own hands?
No, it's the most natural thing in the world for me.
Okay.
Uh, anyways, DRT playing again. Very bad quarterback. Do you know his like career touchdown to interception ratio? I heard this on some podcast recently. It's one touchdown, I think 9 interceptions career, something like that.
I mean, it's not terrible.
That's bad. Um,
Is it Nathan Peterman numbers?
it's not quite there, but it's not good.
Okay.
So Dolphins have to win. So there's a scenario where they, after Saturday, they already know they've been eliminated. So that could happen, or they could still be in it. There's also a scenario where the Chargers, the Broncos, and the Colts all lose this week, and then they go into next week and the Dolphins win, and they go into next week and just have to have either the Chargers or the Broncos lose to make the playoffs. I will almost guarantee you that if I think the Chargers and the Broncos both play on Saturday, if both those teams lose, I can guarantee you the Dolphins will lose.
Yeah, I stopped listening.
The Dolphins will be in it for as long as like they'll give you just enough hope to think like maybe this could happen before just dying. So I fully expect for this to go to the last little bit, and they may even have a chance where they control their own destiny but still don't make it. That's what I'm expecting.
Okay, but like let's talk real fan here. I don't know if you're capable of becoming a real fan or not, but do you really want to see the Dolphins in the playoffs? And do you think it's the best thing for the team this team to make it to the playoffs? And that's giving you guys a lot of credit because that would mean that you guys would do something in the offseason with your draft picks and stuff, but that's probably not going to happen either. But let's just hypothetically, you have a fully functional, rational team. Um, at this stage, do you really want the Dolphins to go to the playoffs?
Yes, I would rather win games and watch my team play more. And like you realize, like the where they're picking out the difference, like if they lost their last two versus won the last two, it'd be like the difference between picking like 14 and 18.
That's big difference.
It's not.
Okay.
But yeah, I fully expect the Dolphins to be in it for as long as they possibly can, and then probably to blow it themselves. Is what I'm expecting.
All right. Nobody cares. Next game, Green Bay at Minnesota. Minnesota is favored 1.5. I think probably one of the more premier games, if not the premier game for this weekend. Um, battle for second place in the AFC North. Wait, just kidding. Battle for number one in the AFC North. Um,
Is it?
I'm pretty sure their records are very similar.
Let's see here. The Lions have to be in.
The Lions are an NFC guy. Oh wait, just
Yeah,
kidding.
they're in the NFC North. Yeah.
Yeah, my brain is fucked. I was like, wait,
Yeah, it's not.
these guys are AFC team. Yeah, second place
I
in the
think the
NFC
Vikings.
North.
I think Vikings and Lions play in the last week of the season, and that could be for the NFC North and the 1 seed.
So wait, Minnesota. Okay.
Yeah, Vikings Lions play week 18, and if the Vikings win this game and the Lions win this week, that game will be for the 1 seed in the NFC North, or for the 1 seed in the NFC.
Yeah, scratch everything I said. This is just a very big NFC North game. The NFC North, pretty good division, huh? Minus the Bears.
The Bears looked pretty good for a little bit.
What? When?
The first 6 weeks, they were 4-2.
Okay.
I'll say the first 7 weeks until that Hail Mary.
Okay. I think Minnesota's going to win this game. I still refuse to believe that Jordan Love is a good quarterback. He likes to throw off his back foot a lot. Sam Darnold has gone through hell and back.
Is Toyotathon still going on?
I don't know because I don't think so. Is it all December long? I'm not sure.
I have no idea.
But I mean,
it goes through January 6th.
Yeah, I'm sure Vegas took that into effect and why it's matched up so close for the spread. Yeah, I just think Minnesota is they're like firing at all cylinders. I think everyone is playing very well. Kevin O'Connell is probably coach of the year. He's got to be coach of the year.
Dan Campbell.
You lose your starting quarterback before the season even starts. You have Sam Darnold come in, who I'm pretty sure he signed in the offseason, right?
Yeah, but they had him through training camp. I don't think McCarthy was going to start immediately. I don't think that was a given.
Yes. JJ McCarthy was supposed to start.
Wow. Did he even play a preseason game?
I think he got hurt in the first preseason game.
Yeah, maybe. It's going to be Dan Campbell, right? It'll be whoever wins the 1 seed.
I think it's got to be Kevin O'Connell. Did you expect Minnesota to be here? I don't think. They could have had a good year, but it's not like. They are legitimately a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, they might. They're not legitimately a Super Bowl contender.
How were they not? They have a crazy amount of talent on that team.
Yeah, close your eyes and try to picture the Vikings winning the Super Bowl. You can't.
I can close my eyes and can picture a lot of teams not winning the Super Bowl. That's the thing. Besides the Chiefs.
Yeah, They're not a Super Bowl contender.
That's the fun thing about the NFC is there's a lot of teams that can win the Super Bowl. And the AFC is so bad, it's just the Chiefs.
There's a lot of teams that could possibly get to the Super Bowl. Even that, I can't picture the Vikings in the Super Bowl.
I couldn't picture them and Sam Darnold having the year that they're having, but you know, yeah, I don't know. I think Green Bay. I think they're the strongest thing they have is their run game. I think Josh Jacobs is really really good. Um, I feel like Green Bay's defense has got to step up, and Jordan Love's just got to protect the ball. That's the only way I think Green Bay wins this game. But I do think I think Minnesota is going to win. That's it. That's all you got.
I think the Packers are going to win.
I mean, I gave reasons on why Minnesota's going to win. You're not going to give. You don't know the ball.
Total.
Okay.
It feels like a Packers win.
I mean, they're playing in Minnesota. I mean, if this game was played in Lambeau, yeah, I would say it's that close. So I would give the edge to Green Bay, but the game's in Minnesota. I think Minnesota's going to win.
It just feels like a Packers win.
Okay.
Game I'm circling on Sunday. I think it's Sunday Night Football. Atlanta at Washington. Washington favored by 3.5. Michael Penix returns to Washington after playing his college football there. It's different Washington, but that doesn't matter. Playoff implications in this one. Both teams need to win. I think
you're implying that Michael Penix is so stupid that he doesn't realize that he's in the wrong Washington.
No, I saw that on Twitter and it had to get community noted.
Okay.
But it has to make a difference in the game, right?
I mean, I don't know why people think it's going to be Atlanta's going to have a shot in this game.
They did. I watched the Atlanta game this past weekend actually pretty closely. Penix looked pretty good.
They played the Giants.
Yeah, I know, but they looked pretty good.
They played the Giants.
they looked pretty good, and they have life. And I think the Commanders are not very good, and I think this game will be close and entertaining.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
This game will be close and entertaining. You don't think it'll be close and entertaining?
I don't think it'll be close. It might be entertaining, just because Jaden Daniels is very electric, and I can say his name right. I don't know. I think Atlanta's a team that you want them to be good, and they should be good, and they should be fun to watch. But
they're in first place in the NFC South.
It's the NFC South. I didn't give two shits about NFC South. Name another good team in the NFC South.
This Atlanta, the Bucs won the Super Bowl, what, 4 years ago?
I'm talking about currently. 4 years ago.
Yeah, you said a couple weeks ago the Panthers were like the most dangerous team in the NFL.
The team that benched their quarterback is number one in the year. I hate talking to you sometimes.
They're number one in the NFC South. I think it'll be a fun game. Atlanta is going to end up hosting a playoff game. This is an important game. Washington still has to win to make sure they're in.
Yeah, I think Washington's going to win this game.
All right. I kind of think they are too, but I think it's going to be a fun game.
No. If you feel that strongly about it, why don't you bet on it?
I mean, I would, but there's a better bet, and I probably will actually bet on it. But also, I'm like I said, I love Penix, so I'm not counting him out.
Okay.
Should we move on to our bets?
Yeah, my bet.
What's your record on the year?
I'm 4-9 for the season.
4-9? That's not good.
4-9. I'm having fun. I'm having fun out here. I'm doing it for the love of the game, not doing it for anything else. Record doesn't matter as long as you're having fun.
I'm 8-5.
That's what everyone says. You should know that because your team,
having fun.
Your team has a very bad record, but you're also not having fun. So maybe you're not a good example for this. But
they have a very mediocre record.
Detroit. Minus 3.5 at San Francisco. I think I'm done forever betting on the Niners. Like for the rest of my life. I think I will, if opportunity given, I think I will always bet against the Niners now. The Niners are just a garbage team, garbage organization. Kyle Shanahan needs to get fired. It's kind of crazy that Detroit is only favored by 3.5 in this game. Um, I'm pretty sure something about all the injuries on Detroit's team has something to do with that, but um, Vegas cannot have seen that game against the Dolphins last week and feel good about only favoring the Lions by 3.5. If Kenny Pickett gets favored 7.5 against Dallas, there's no way that Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta, Dan Campbell only get 3.5 against the Niners.
Monday night game. I think in this game, the 49ers may be looking to make a statement to the media that they're still a good team.
Maybe I was a week wrong. Yeah, maybe I'm just a week off. They're gonna make a statement game in a completely pointless game to them. Yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait to see Brock Purdy get a really stupid contract.
I mean, they don't have a choice. What are they gonna do? They gotta pay. They gotta pay somebody.
Yeah. Or they could just try to draft someone else in like the 7th round.
Maybe.
My game this week, I'm also taking a road favorite. The Chargers -4.5 at New England. New England's the worst coach team in the NFL. They're so bad. Drake May is going to have like 2 50-yard passes. Then everyone will go, wow, Drake May is going to be really good. And then he's going to do 2 things that are really, really stupid that totally kills them. And Chargers need to win to make the playoffs. Harbaugh is a good coach. Gerard Mayo is a bad coach. Easy money.
Yeah, but then the Chargers just Chargers. Like I think the Chargers have been chargering, and there's some things I feel like John Harbaugh can't fix. And some of it's just inherently a Charger thing. Which I think first year, I think it's gonna take, if he is gonna fix some of these things, I think it's gonna take more than 1 year.
They're getting J.K. Dobbins back,
which is a good thing. That is a very good thing. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think you understand. You haven't watched 2 entire Patriots games this year. They are so poorly coached, it's unbelievable. Like, it's actually unbelievable. Like, they're so bad.
They're very bad, but they figure out how to, like, I don't. The Patriots might be a good example of, like, you can have anyone as a coach there and still win games in the NFL.
They've won 3 games.
That's 3 more than some teams have gone previously in NFL. Didn't the Dolphins famously go 0-12? 0 something? You guys didn't win a single game?
Nope.
0-16?
Worst season has been 1-15. Thank God for Greg Camarillo. The Bucs went 0-14. I think the Bucs started off like 0-23 as a franchise.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't know that. My team has never got that close to,
to losing that badly. The Dolphins are actually famously for going 17-0, having an undefeated season, not losing a game.
Did they win the Super Bowl that year?
Yes, they did. Okay. And the year after.
Yeah, and what year was that?
72 and 73.
Okay. How old were you when this happened?
I was not born.
Okay. No, I'm just checking.
Sorry, it's in my DNA.
Okay.
My dad was at the first ever Dolphins game.
Yeah.
DNA, man.
Good for him.
Yeah. Should we move on to garbage time?
All right, let's go to garbage time. I saw a tweet. You want to start off with Wisconsin's just holding people hostage?
Yes. Wisconsin has a freshman cornerback who apparently wants to transfer, and I guess the process to transfer is you have to like fill out paperwork and then give it to the school, and then the school puts you in the portal, which seems backwards. And this player in Wisconsin is basically just said that Wisconsin is just not putting him in the portal, which is very odd. So I saw this rumor like maybe a week and a half ago on Twitter because this cornerback is from Miami. He's going to go to Miami. It's one of those things where he's in the portal. He's there. You already know where he's going to go. Every school likes to complain about tampering with their players, and then every school just does it. Uh, this guy's going to go to Miami. I saw this rumor. I was like, it sounded like BS. Like someone was just like, oh no, he totally would go here, but they're holding it up. And then he tweeted out today that he had submitted all the paperwork, and Wisconsin has just not put him in the portal. It's a very odd situation.
Would you care about this if this guy was not going to Miami?
I wouldn't have heard about it. That's the other thing because no one is reporting on it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's very odd.
Are you taking this
So
guy's
like
word? Are you just taking this guy's word about what's happening?
so I assume that like there is more to the story going on. Like there's almost no way Wisconsin is just like telling this guy he can't transfer because that would be insane. But overall, it's a very funny story. You have a player on your team on Twitter saying that the school is not letting him into the transfer portal. It's very odd.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. I definitely feel like I want to wait for the facts to come out and understand what the whole situation is before I pass any judgment. Um, Wisconsin could have a very good reason on why they're not going through the standard process. You know, um, I I don't know why Wisconsin would want to prevent this guy from going to to Miami because that would have no
Yeah.
effect on their team. So I feel like something else is up, and I'd like to know what that something else is.
Uh, I think Luke he might just be fickle.
Okay, that take you all day to think that one up.
Yeah. Uh, some NBA stuff. So the Kings today fired their coach. What are we like a third of the way through the season? Maybe a little more than a third.
I thought the Kings were kind of good.
Yeah. So they back-to-back winning seasons. Mike Brown 2 years ago was the coach of the year. Took Sacramento to the playoffs. They took Golden State to 7 games. They were in the play-in last year. I think they lost, but they had a winning record. It was like the first time they had back-to-back seasons with a winning record since like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And they fired him today after they lost a game last night on like a real bad play where their star player, who like they've apparently are going to trade De'Aaron Fox, fouled a 3-point. They were up 3. He fouled a 3-point shooter who made it and lost by 1 on a 4-point play, like less than a second. Not good. Mike Brown criticized him after the game. Apparently, Fox wasn't being a good sport about it, I guess, to the media after the game. Anyways, today they have a practice. So Mike Brown runs a full practice, talks to the media for 15 minutes after the practice, and then before they're about to get on a plane to go on a road trip, they fire him. So the Kings are not exactly known for being the most well-run organization, but it's bizarre. They have been bad this year. They've been a mess. But to let him run a full practice, talk to the media, and then before you're about to go on a road trip, just nope, fired. It's insane.
Yeah, I mean they did this to Matt Eberflus, but I think Matt Eberflus had to know that he was going to get fired. I don't know if Mike
Yeah,
Brown knew he was going to get
yeah.
fired.
I don't think Mike Brown knew. He's also, if you go back and look at the lists of the coaches who have won Coach of the Year in the NBA over the past like 20 years, they all get fired within like 2 years. Mike Brown has won Coach of the Year twice and has been fired within 2 years of that two times. Mike Budenholzer has won Coach of the Year twice, has been fired from both teams. He won Coach of the Year. Dwayne Casey, like 6 years ago, won Coach of the Year, got fired the same year. Nick Nurse won Coach of the Year, got fired like 2 years later. Tom Thibodeau won Coach of the Year, got fired a few years later. It's actually a death sentence.
Yeah, I mean, is that something you can opt out of? Can you just opt out of Coach of the Year?
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah. listen, it's about the team, right? So like the coach shouldn't, the coach shouldn't have to celebrate their own accolade.
Yeah, I suppose. It's almost like the Madden cover now.
I was gonna say that, but just
Yeah.
every other year.
Yep. Some other NBA stuff. Joel Embiid's a cartoon. He's wearing a mask. So he got kicked out of a game a couple nights ago where he argued a call, and it was a very Joel Embiid play where he just ran into Wembanyama, fell over, and was waiting for a foul call, and it got called on him, which it was. He flipped out. Uh, it was a female ref. He looks like he was literally about to hit this lady. It was an all time clip. He was incredibly irate, had to be pulled away. I don't think and the referee was like, she looked scared. Like it was not a good clip. It looked real bad. It was honestly pretty funny. That game also included that same referee throwing out a 76er player earlier in that game, and then they had to review it, and they actually brought him back from the locker room and said, actually, you're not thrown out because the thing you were complaining was you were correct about it. And then like 5 minutes later, threw out Embiid. It's all very funny. Embiid's a cartoon, and then before Christmas, he fell over shooting fadeaway jumpers and twisted his ankle, and it was like in question whether or not he was going to play during Christmas because he flopped essentially and like fell in like a spectator while shooting around pregame. Flopping pregame is a new one.
It's amazing to me how much Joel Embiid lives rent free in your brain.
It's
You
he's
are
not
so
real.
obsessed with Joel Embiid.
He's a
You're
cartoon.
ridiculously obsessed with him for no reason.
He's a cartoon.
I think the fact of the Sixers playing getting thrown out by the same ref and getting brought back in, and then immediately Joel Embiid getting kicked out should probably show why he was probably mad and why he reacted the way he did. I think it has nothing to do with her gender. um,
So you're saying
Joel
he should have hit
Embiid,
her?
Joel Embiid will treat any ref like that. So I don't think it looks bad optics wise.
It was a horrible looking
So
video.
what is he just supposed to not treat her like a regular NBA? Does she not want gender equality? Does she
Uh,
not want to be
if
treated like Scott Foster?
if he yelled at any ref like that, he would have been kicked out. But like
Yeah, but the
it
context
looked
of
real
things is
bad.
like listen. They literally had a guy get thrown out, go to the locker room, think he's done, and he got
Yeah.
brought back into the game. So I feel like if I'm a Sixers player, I probably would be a little mad about what the fuck are you doing in this game.
You got to play with the refs you have, man.
About him
Maybe the NBA was rigging it for
falling
FanDuel.
over and hurting himself because of ill placed piece of rope during shoot around. That I mean, listen, if that video doesn't come out on Twitter because of some losers getting to the game way too early and watching shoot around like a loser that they are, this is just not even this is not even a story.
No, it was a story because he didn't come out for like the actual pregame warmups. He was like the last player on the court and was much later than he normally is.
Who cares? Did he play?
It's incredible. He did play, and he's soft as hell. He's a liability out there. That's all I'll say.
For a Magic fan, like you really care about what Joel Embiid's doing, who has no effect on the Magic or NBA or
I,
any of that stuff.
I
He
suppose I
lives
should
rent
care
free in
about
your
it
head
less.
for no reason.
I should care about it less, but he's such a clown right now that I can't look away.
You forced me to defend this guy. I'm not even trying to
I
defend
know.
Joel Embiid because I'm not even a Sixers fan, but it is incredible like how much he just like lives in your brain. And your algorithm is definitely tainted by Joel Embiid.
No, this was all over the place.
Okay.
And it's very funny. It's almost as good as him flopping on the free throw. I was supposed to remind you about the dunk the halls thing happened where they had, for whatever reason, they had Mickey Mouse draining threes, Donald Duck putting the clamps on people, and Goofy rolling down the lane throwing down dunks. You said you had some things to say about these.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's getting to the point, and it's not just the NBA, but like who's asking for this?
Uh, no one. I kind of like the Dunk the Halls one. I thought the NBA one was the best one they've done.
So in theory, this why are they doing this, right? They want
I also
to
I
get
also watched it
kids.
for like 5 minutes.
They want to get kids into basketball, or they want to get kids into sports, and blah blah blah. That's got to be on the parents to want to get their kids into it. I think and me being a soon to be father, um, yeah, I don't want my kids watching like Mickey Mouse driving down Main Street try to make a Euro step layup. Like I can we just go back to trauma? That's how every kid becomes a sports fan. Is trauma is because their parent is a sports fan typically, and they get them irrationally invested in something that they probably completely don't understand. Them being the child, and that week 3 loss or that November loss in NBA that has no real effect on the outcome of your season, where you're just bawling, crying, um, builds character, and that's how you become a sports fan. Um, I think that's how we should teach our kids to become sports fans. I don't need Mickey Mouse. I don't need Homer Simpson. I don't need any of these people. You know, SpongeBob. All could be entertaining. I don't need these characters. Teaching my kids to become sports fans. I think that's
I
on parenting. Um,
I want this to go to its natural conclusion, which is to have a Damar Hamlin situation, have a Kevin Ware situation, have a Embiid looking like he's going to beat up the referee situation in animated form. I want that, and then I think it'll end after that. Like once someone dies, once all the children have to see Mickey Mouse die or get carted
I
off,
mean,
then it'll end. But I want that. I want to fight. I want I want it. I want it more than
I feel like
anything in the world.
that's worse. That's worse than like you being 5 years old and being emotionally invested in a random game.
Yeah,
Watching like
imagine Mickey Mouse in the fencing position. It would be electric.
oh, oh. um that was a Mickey Mouse impression. Um yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to hate this. I think I'm not gonna let my child watch any of these animated things. I want to separate. And he could be a Disney fan. He could be a cartoon animated fan. I don't think he needs to mix both of them. You know, um, I think I'm going to wait till he's 18 years old and he can make that choice whether he wants to watch the animated broadcast or not. But as long as he's living under my roof before he's the age of consent, I think I'm going to bar him from being able to watch these
All
animated broadcasts.
right. So when he's 18, he'll be able to decide.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's reasonable.
He can decide to vote. He can decide to go to war. He can decide to watch, you know, whatever stupid fucking animated sports
Decide if he wants to
broadcast
see
they're gonna have.
Millhouse kick a field goal.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh, last thing we have on here is just Hideki Matsui is apparently he's still playing in Japan, professional baseball player. I don't remember him playing in the MLB for like 10 years.
Yeah, he hasn't been in MLB for a long time.
Yeah,
But all the good Japanese players come to America, so makes sense. And I'm pretty sure they have like a couple different leagues of like popular baseball in Japan. Um, but yeah, I think this is pretty old news, but this gets resurfaced every once in a while. Um, for whatever reason, people know that Hideki Matsui has a porn collection that's in the tens of thousands, which there's definitely people who have more. I guess to the average person, that seems a lot, especially for someone like Hideki Matsui.
yeah,
Um,
50 55,000 films.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a lot.
if I forgot to talk about it, I think I'd rather have my favorite Japanese baseball player owning a tremendous porn collection than betting on games.
Allegedly.
I'm just putting it out there. I wasn't accusing anyone of anything.
Yeah. Otani, maybe. What if he does both?
I didn't even say his name. Why you bring up Shohei Ohtani on this?
What if he does both?
Um, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I can look at Hideki Matsui and realize he's a horny guy. Shohei Ohtani, I don't know. If I look at him and think he's a horny guy. And listen,
Yeah.
if you know anything about Japanese people, Japanese culture, I mean, the horny country. They're literally trying to pay men to move to Japan to start families because their birth rate is so low.
Well, that's the
So
opposite of horny. They're spending too much time
I think they're
watching
so
55,000.
horny, but there's just not enough. There's not enough way to direct their
There's,
horniness. So
I think they might have too much porn. Maybe that's why Matsui is buying it all.
I do want to know, and this is gonna be offensive. I do want to know how much of that's tentacle porn.
At least 1,000.
How many pairs of Japanese women's underwear do you think Hideki Matsui owns?
Less than 55,000.
Okay. You know that's like a thing. Like they have vending machines. I watch
I don't
videos on
want
the
to.
internet. You can buy used
I'm
women's
sure you watch.
underwear on the
I'm
vending
sure you
machine.
watch. I'm sure you watch videos
This
on
was
the
on
internet all
Vice
the time.
News. Vice News,
All right.
reputable news source.
All right. Should we move to conspiracy corner? This is a
Yeah,
quick
sure, why not?
one. What happened to the drones? They're just gone now.
No, they're in Orlando trying to kill kids.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, and they did. They may have actually killed a kid. Yeah.
No, kid's okay. I watched local news this morning. He's fine.
Is the kid out of the hospital? I got some connections down there. Maybe I should check.
He's still in the hospital, but yeah, that video was bad.
Yes, they should just yeah, just hire the Disney people to do that.
I wonder if these guys do this because this is like the company in Orlando. If we go into the Jersey thing that did this, they're like a pretty famous global company. They're based in Texas, but they do most of the big like drone shows globally, and they have like a bunch of world records that they own with drone shows. Very weird. They must have sent like their D team down to Orlando
It's a
to
new
do this
hire.
to
DEI.
do Lake Eola. But yeah, they're in trouble. Personally, I'm a noted drone flyer. I'm a big drone guy. I don't really understand drone shows. Um, I don't see the appeal to them. Um, I like flying drones. I don't know if I like just like watching drones flying around. I think that's just a weird thing.
Uh,
Um,
yeah, part of it kind of looks cool, I guess.
sure. Yeah, nothing says
But
Christmas like a drone show.
yeah. But back to New Jersey. What happened to them? They're all gone. No one's talking about them anymore.
I think you gotta give credit to Trump.
Yeah, I did see. Apparently, a member of Congress said that there's an Iran mothership off the coast that is sending all these drones. Which could that be happening? But it's gone now, apparently.
It's also amazing, like they just think that. To me, it's a crazy thing to say that Iran is some like crazy superpower where they're just able to like be in this proxy war with Israel while also just sending drones over to spy on America because somehow that's going to help them.
Yes. But yeah, they're all gone now. I think I don't know what happened. It was a distraction for Luigi, which was a distraction for
Okay.
something, which was a distraction for something, which was pedophiles.
Yeah, everything's a distraction for something.
Yeah. Uh, I have seen Luigi's picking up a lot of steam. People are like, he didn't do it. I can't wait to see where that goes.
Listen, we're gonna talk about Luigi. He definitely did it. It's the point is like, listen, crime isn't well, the criminal justice system is whether it's not whether you did it or not. It's whether the state can prove you did it or not. Um, I think most people could look at this objectively and say, yeah, Luigi
Yeah.
Mangione definitely did this,
I,
but
I saw
it
I
has
saw
to be proven
somebody.
in court.
I saw like it was like one of those things that's like not real news, but it was, some news. It was just like a Twitter account that tweets stuff out, but it was like breaking like per so and so CEOs and like big insurance companies push the government to charge Luigi with murder. And I was like, oh, well, he murdered him. What other what
Allegedly murdered him.
what else would they charge him with?
Yeah, allegedly murdered him. Yeah. There's a thing. It's called like I think jury nullification or something like that.
Yeah. If you ever want to get out of
Where
jury duty, just like raise your hand and just be like, I believe in jury nullification.
yeah, but what you gotta explain what jury nullification is.
Yeah.
Um, Basically, what it means is this could go through the whole court proceeding, go through trial, and the jury could come out and say, yeah, he definitely did this, but we're okay with it, and just decide
Mhm.
not to charge him with anything.
Yeah.
Um,
It won't happen.
I don't think it will happen because of big corporate. Um, Also, how do these weird things happen? You see how like, and I guess it's not in grand scheme, it's not a big deal, but the judge that was the arraignment judge that took the plea somehow like connected to big pharma and healthcare.
Oh
Her
yeah, like
husband, her
her
husband
husband
was
was like the CEO of Pfizer or something. Yeah. Yeah. It's just because that's how all those people work. I
like
remember.
that. Like that. That's not gonna rile some people up about the
Do you
system.
remember? Do you remember Betsy DeVos?
Yeah, fucking terrible person.
Yeah. So I remember I went down a rabbit hole of like her family because they own the Magic,
Yeah,
the DeVos family. And
they
did
made
you know
money off
like
of fucking Amway, which is just a giant like
yeah?
MLM.
But I think Betsy DeVos was like married to the founder of Blackwater or something.
And she was a secretary of education.
I was going through. What? I didn't think there would be so little separation between the Orlando Magic and Blackwater, but here we are.
Listen, I know you've been unemployed for a while, so you might not be familiar with this, but if you worked in any type of corporate structure, um, or corporate company, you find out that people at the top are all connected to each other or they're connected to other companies. So it's like not surprising that this is a thing. Powerful people are always connected to other powerful people. And I think that's kind of what Luigi is trying to kind of like motivate people to realize that, hey, like you put so much trust and support behind these corporations where they literally don't give a fuck about you and care more about themselves. Um, yeah, the one thing I want to talk about the Mangione thing is, do you think like, and this is just talking about the New York case, is New York City just going out of the way to make this such a bad job by them? They're just like setting it up for it to be like another like bad trial where they're trumping up the charges, they're charging with terrorism and like making a big spectacle out of it, knowing that there's a very strong possibility that he's gonna get off on this. Like,
Uh,
are
yeah,
they
I
just
didn't
making it
understand.
like seem like they don't really want to do it, but they're like making it seem like they're going 110% at him, and it's just gonna burn like slap in the face.
Yeah, I didn't understand the terrorism charge, but I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah,
I personally I believe in Eric Adams, so good guy.
is he?
Yeah. Oh, did you see the Matt Gates like report came out?
Yeah,
Should have sent that to you. Yeah, where it was just like, yeah, he was doing a lot of drugs and he had sex with underage women, like a lot.
Yeah, but none of
Good
that's
guy.
surprising. And people are
Yeah,
like, "Hey,
good.
why didn't this come out? Why is this just coming out
Yeah,
now?" I mean, do we forget about? I'm not saying he's on the same level, but do we forget about Epstein? How long he was doing his thing? Epstein literally he was investigated multiple times. I'm pretty sure he went to
oh yeah,
trial for some of the shit he did and got off on it. So is it like out of the realm of possibility that Matt Gates has been getting away with this for a while?
good guy though.
I
It's a
think Matt
shame.
Gates
I,
his
I s-
downfall was do you know anything about Joel Greenberg?
no,
Joel
it's a shame.
Greenberg.
It's a shame Matt Gates couldn't be the attorney general. He sounds like a real good guy.
It's so weird because who really brought down Matt Gates is Joel Greenberg, who was like his right hand man, who also was I think Seminole County's like chief financial officer, something like that. He had some title within Seminole County, Florida. Um, I know you moved away, so you're not in tune with like local news too much. If you have an opportunity to look up Joel Greenberg, probably the worst person you can attach your name to. And that just goes to show how much of a bad person Matt Gates is that he had Joel Greenberg as uh that close to him, and as soon as Greenberg went down, he started implicating Matt Gates in all these things. Obviously to save himself. Um, but yeah, I mean, couldn't have happened to a worse person.
Yeah, best wishes to him. Maybe
No, I
he
wish.
definitely that guy was definitely going to release the Epstein list. These new people, I don't know now.
Um,
All right, I need to go. I'm probably gonna have to go
yeah.
clean up more diarrhea.
All right. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and end the show here. Thanks for tuning in. We'll check you guys on the next one. Or catch you guys next one.
Peace, one love.
I'm getting there when you masturbate, think about my tongue. Oh, your clit and switching back and forth. Switching back and forth from my dick to my tongue. Dick to my tongue. Dick to my tongue. Dick to my tongue. Switching